Okay, we have been working during the month of October on how we live metaphysically. And when I got the title for this particular service, I went, oh, this is going to be very interesting. Because, I wonder where we're going to go with this one. So the first week we worked on recognizing when we're in the light and when we're not in the light. When we're not in the light, we're not experiencing our true selves. And I will remember that. And then the next week, Patrick literally showed us how to stay connected. Keep the dimmer switch up. Does everybody remember? Mm-hmm. And stay connected with God. Let that light continue to shine. And then last week we talked about living in the beauty of God. You know, in that beauty of God, you feel the rightness. And when you are not feeling the beauty and the harmony, you can start looking for God in a greater way. Maybe you've stepped out of that space where you can feel the presence. So we have some great ideas, some great clarity on how we as metaphysicians walk, yes? Yes. And it's just been fun, hasn't it? Yes. So easy. All right, so being pride. Pride is very interesting. We realize metaphysically that typically when we use the word pride, we're dealing with something that we are either attached to or have expectations of. If we have pride about a possession, a thing, whatever, then we're literally attached to that thing in the outer. Do you understand? And then when we tell our children are the ones that get it most, don't they? We don't really tell our spouses we're proud of them because we want to keep them challenged. But we tell our children, I am so proud of you, totally unaware that we have just levied expectations upon them. Now they're going to fail us if they do not continue to do what they've been doing. So in clear? Yes. Okay. In metaphysics, one of the first things that you learn is to give up saying I'm proud and give up the idea of pride. Because we don't want to be attached. We don't want to levy expectations. We want to be spiritual. You know, this is our goal. So when we first enter, what's the first thing you learn? You learn about the little me and the big me. The little me, the part of me that is ego-driven, and then the big me that is my spiritual self, right? Sometimes we call it our carnal nature and our higher self. We think of our carnal nature as being the one that wants stuff. You know, it's that desire body that makes you go, oh, why did I do that? You know? But you wouldn't have stopped doing it in the process if you could. Say, I know what you're talking about. This side really knows. You guys haven't caught on yet, but maybe you will. You know that part of you that just makes you go and eat that second piece of cake. And then you go into sugar shock. And your higher self the whole time said, that was fine, you didn't do that on this cake. You see? So we have this part of us that's identified with matter, and we have this spiritual part that knows the greater path. Our spiritual higher self knows why we came. It knows what we need to do. And sometimes we literally go, I'm not going to listen because I want that extra piece of cake. I want to drive fast in this straight lane and no one's going to catch me. You know, that's when we're aware of matter. Our self is now carnal. It's on the lower frequency of focus. Everybody with me? Yeah. So you understand when you enter metaphysics, how we realize the dichotomy in these two ideas. And we realize it through our experiences, which is why we can be so loving to our spouses one minute and scream at them the next when they have shut the door wrong. Something totally, and then you go, what am I doing? I love them. How can I do that? Do you understand? Does everybody understand that part? Yes. We all do it. We all do it. Yes. When it's not my will, you're not doing my will. Shut it my way. See? All right, take a breath. So we have a dilemma. We have the spirit and we have the matter focus within us. And then what does Jesus teach us? It is not I, but the Father within who doeth the works. This is what he taught. It is not I doing these wonderful things. It is the Father within. So now we have this beautiful focus of God within me doing the works. God does the works in me. It is not I. And you know, when you feel that beautiful presence of the greater light, even greater than your higher self, it's this pouring energy going through you. You cannot deny it, can you? And these beautiful words of wisdom come out of you. And you go, oh my God, who is talking through me? I sound fabulous. And you know, it's this loving presence of God moving through you. Particularly in our work, you know, we do a healing session, you do a Rohan Reiki, inner light, you know, and the client gets off the table and goes, wow, man, that was awesome. Yeah, it really was. That was not me. And they go, that was so good, Cindy. No, that was God. That was God energy pouring through me in that moment. And I'm so aware it is God energy. You can feel it. And they'll look at me sometimes and say, don't you get tired? Did that hurt you? Did I take too much of your energy? Great novices will say that to me. And of course, it's not my energy. I am a channel of a greater energy. The Father within me is doing the work. When we do the classes and the counselings and the teachings, there's this beautiful insight that comes through. Teach this. Wow. And I've often said, I wish I could teach it to you the way it's given to me, because you would be so expanded. Wow, that's so awesome. It's not I, but the Father within. Do you see? So, I love following that energy of God. And pride, if you are attached to the outer, you cannot grow. Right? You can get more of the same, but you're attached to a particular path. Pride. And attachment becomes an identity. If I am a pride, I'll attach to it. But I cannot grow past it. Well, humility also has its own issues. And that's what I want to talk about with you for a moment. Humility. Okay. When I live so in the energy of flowing God love, which is my great honor and desire to do, then when I don't get my guidance, I doubt myself. To the point of going shopping. I'm looking at things and I'm not getting particular guidance one way or the other. I begin to doubt. Well, do I do this or do I do that? I don't know. I need my guidance. Anybody do that? You get so into that unassuming space, that space of needing and wanting to be so one with God, that we deny that human space. You may not do that, but I do. If I feel my spirit, I feel validated in my choice. When I do not feel my spirit, I may doubt my choice. Have you ever done this? Yeah. Especially with major purchases. Have you ever wanted a car and you want that car and you go, well, is that my higher self wanting that car or is that my carnal self wanting that car? I don't know. Did I just see an ad for that car and that's why I want that car? Or because my neighbor has that car, I want that car. You know, and you do this. What part of me is functioning here? Say, I understand. I understand. Thank you. Well, since I do things to the extreme, I would like to share with you an issue that is very current for me. When they gave me this message, I knew something was going to be up. So I want to share with you an issue that I've been going through for the past year. And the realization of this issue came, oh yes, this morning. For about a year, I have been having this wonderful experience of being who I am. And I really am a sweet, loving, kind person. And thoughtful. I'm very thoughtful. So I will do things for people or do something nice or whatever. And for about a year, people will look at me and say, please thank Patrick for this thing that I did. And Noelle and Bonnie laugh because they've been watching it. Yeah. One time, not too long ago, Noelle and I, someone was in the hospital, we spent an hour, because Noelle works here during the week, we spent an hour selecting the perfect flowers to send to the hospital. You know, I have a style, Noelle has a style, and so we decided to go with Noelle's style. So I called the person in the hospital. I said, yes, we've got some flowers coming, but Noelle picked them. So they're going to be a little different. They're very, very avant-garde, very creative. They're going to be a little bit different, but let me know if you like them. I got a call the next day. Hey, Cindy, please thank Patrick for the plant you sent. I said, what? Did you not get flowers? No, I got a plant. Oh, it was from Interquest, but it was from Patrick. Really? Did you not remember the conversation we had about Noelle and I investing an hour? Just thank Patrick. That was the phone call. From that point forward, Noelle and I have been watching carefully, and Bonnie as well, amazed at how many people are going to Patrick. He came home a couple of weeks ago and he said, oh, by the way, so-and-so said thanks for such and such. I said, well, did you happen to tell them I did it? No, they were just thanking us. So, this past week, I was on the phone with my son, and we were talking, I don't know, maybe Thanksgiving or something. I'll give you a little history. Every Wednesday before Thursday or Thanksgiving, I take the day off, and I make pies. And when David was younger, he would help me make the pies, and then he had to get out and work for us and couldn't do it. Now I have a couple little helpers that come every year and help me now. He knows I make pies. We're on the phone. He goes, hey, Mom, you know that pumpkin pie with all the spices, you know the one that Patrick makes? And then I'm silent. He goes, are you there? Hello? Hello? Are you there? Patrick doesn't make pies.
Patrick eats pie.
And he goes, yeah, okay. Maybe you're right. Or maybe you make them? Do you make good pies? Okay. And we may not have that pie this year. It's terrible. So, I was so aware of this has been ongoing, that the energy is coming back, but is there someone to receive it? No. No. As you give, so you shall receive. As you give, so you shall receive. So this week as well, I went and had a facial with one of our members. It was the most fabulous facial I ever had in my entire life. I could feel the love of God moving through her hands. She took her hands away, did something else, like, oh, no, touch me again. So it was, and I'm laying on the table going, why do I deny myself this? I haven't had a facial in years. This is fabulous. And I told her afterwards, I said, that was fabulous. She goes, I know it's different, isn't it, since last time you came? I said, yes, it's wonderful. She said, it's changed since you taught me how to open my heart. I went, oh, that was God. And she looked at me and she said, no, that was you, Cindy. And I went, really? And it froze me for a minute. Was that me? I pondered it. And then David called another time and said, Mom, I just want to thank you for a specific issue, how you raised me. I just want to appreciate it. And I went, oh, wait, I don't know if I deserve that compliment, David. I'm thinking back, rehashing all my life. Maybe I did it, maybe I didn't. I went, nope, I think I do. I think I did do that. And he goes, you did. You deserve that compliment. Okay. I'm learning. And then I had another client who I work with on the phone all the time and have for years. She was making a major step forward. And after all these things have been coming down, I'm on the phone praying with her, and I finally said, I'm going to say it. I am going to say it. And I did it consciously. This is exactly what I did. Okay, I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it. I am so proud of you. And you know what she said? I'm proud of you too. I went, oh my God. How fabulous is this? The recognition. So, Spirit said this morning. As we give, so we shall receive. The energy has to come back. And if you are not ready to receive the gratitude of the universe, it will go to Patrick. And he really is. big me, the little me, the carnal me, the spiritual me, all of that, the Father within. God and I are one. If we start by honoring who we are, God and I are one, and not separating. God and I are one. I wanted to read just a few little scriptures when Jesus was picking his disciples. He selected Peter, James, and John, who were the fishermen. They had been out fishing. And he said, "You fishermen of Galilee, the masters have a mighty work for us to do. I go and you may follow." And then he walked along and he saw Philip and Nathanael. "You teachers of Bethesda, who have long taught the people Greek philosophy. The masters have a higher work for you and me to do. I go and you may follow." And then he went and he found Matthew. And Matthew was a tax collector. And he said that Matthew was learned in wisdom of the Jews, the Syrians, and the Greeks. And Jesus said to him, "Hail, Matthew, trusted servant of the Caesar. Hail, the masters call us to the tribute house of souls. I go, and you may follow." And then he said to Judas worked for Matthew. He said, "The masters call us a duty in the saving bank of souls. I go, and you may follow." Because Judas kept track of the savings when the taxes came in. Then there was Thomas. He was a Greek philosopher of culture and power. And Jesus saw in him the lines of faith. He was also a lawyer. And Jesus said to him, "The masters have a need of men who can interpret the law. I go and you may follow." And then he found the carpenters. And he said to them, "Behold, for you have toiled with me and my father Joseph, building houses for the homes of men. The masters call us now to aid in building homes for souls, homes built without the sound of hammer, axe, or saw. I go, and you may follow." And then he called Simon the Zealot. Simon the Zealot was a warrior energy. And Jesus said, "The masters call for men to demonstrate the faith of Abraham. I go, and you may follow." In each of these instances, he never said, "I go, you need to become like me. You need to not be who you are." He said to them, "Bring who you are to the service of God. Bring your hands, your heart, your mind, your energy to the service of God." Do you see? Each one of us is that divine person. And those quirky things of our carnal nature, our human nature, do we like chocolate or vanilla? Those quirky things about us can be used to serve God. What if no one stood forth in that moment when someone turned to you and asked for help? What if you did not offer your hands, your heart, and your mind? Who would be there for that person? Do you see? And you may be in a workplace or a field where you feel like there is no spirit there. Oh, it's so mental or it's so difficult. Why are you there? Does God not need hands and heart there? You know? Each one of us is so valuable in our human, in our-ness, our humanness, in who we are, our talents and our abilities. When we were in Egypt, there was a papyrus that I just fell in love with. I had no idea what it said. It was written in Kufi, and it's in my wall in the counseling room. It's framed. And I had to have it. And I asked our guide, "What does it mean?" And he said, the meaning behind it is this: no matter who you are, no matter what you do, if you're a farmer, merchant, it doesn't matter who you are, God always uses the best that you have. Wherever you are, what you do can be of service to the light. So, we each are a unique aspect of God. We are people radiating an intellectual divine energy. We are people who can radiate an intellectual, wise energy, not illumined, not separate, not a part of the world around us, but a wise, divine energy. We can radiate God right where you are. And in that moment, it's not just the Father within doeth the works. It becomes God and I are one. God and I are one. Pride. People radiating intellectual divine energy. Being pride. Being a radiant force in each and every moment, exactly who you are. God and I are one. Can you feel that higher self and that lower self kind of coming together for a minute?
Yes.
Can you feel like you can love all those bubblegum desires that you have? You know, I'm going to live past not getting that blue car. I'm going to get the perfect car. And we can lift all of those unique talents and abilities we have and let that higher self come. They told me that I should thank you for the appreciation of the effect my presence has had in your life. That I should be grateful when you appreciate the effect my presence has had in your life. Do you hear that?
Yeah.
The effect my presence has had in your life. The effect your presence has had in someone's life. Because if you had not been there, it would have been silent. Who would have taken up the call? Who would have been positioned to be the light? Our hands, our minds, our bodies, our hearts. When we touch God and we feel that divine love, it is unmistakable. When we are not in that space, we need to honor that we are still radiating God love. And if we can do that, we'll be less likely to turn to our spouse because they shut the door incorrectly and yell at them. You know? Because we'll be radiating that love and light. Being pride. Can you feel it? Pride? Denial of self? God and I are one. This is where we want to be. God and I are one. Yes, it is Father within, but it is through the hands of the one that is one with Him. Okay, let's go within. Take a breath. Ask that a beautiful column of light come over you, just engulfing you right where you are. And I want you to feel your heart. And if any of you resonate with the bit of my story, I want you to say this out loud. If you don't resonate, that's fine. But if you resonated with any of what Cindy does, just repeat after me. I do not deny who I am.
I do not deny who I am.
I am a radiant being of love.
I am a radiant being of love.
And everyone, let your heart open and feel the beautiful light of the I am. We call forth, Father, Mother, God, the spark of divinity that has always existed, that is one with you. This unique energy of the I am that each of us is. And we ask that this energy illumine our hearts. And let your focus go there. You might just visualize a light. You might feel an energy. You might just feel a gentle opening in the heart. I am so much greater than I can imagine. And now I want you to think about your hands. Think about your body. Think about your mind. And think about all the talents and abilities that you have right here, right now. Everything you've ever done, all that you've ever been a part of, all that you know. I love my path. I love my qualities and my experiences. I love what I can do. And now take a breath and let that star of the I am, that light, go back and focus on it for a moment. Feel that energy and let's send it out through our hands and our mind and our hearts, our feet. Let that light just move through all of the qualities and talents that we have. Until you feel your body light, balanced, whole. Until you feel your body full. I love all of me, and I am one with God. Father, Mother God, we give you our hands, we give you our hearts, we give you our minds, we give you our bodies. And most of all, we give you our emotions. Use us. Let our awareness of divinity flow through us. Let us become the radiant, intelligent, divine energy. There's only one. Father, Mother God, we are one with you. Feel your energy expanding. Let everything come to peace. Feel a great sense of harmony moving through your body now. Feel a sense of beauty. Feel a desire to stay connected. And just know that anything unlike the light will gently be removed from your field. For you are choosing to walk in the heart of God. Breathe. God, we love you so. We ask Jesus Christ to continue to show us that path, that beautiful non-violent, that beautiful peace-filled path of love. We are your children. And we thank you for this blessed experience. Breathe. And when you're ready, you can gently open your eyes. Did you feel the energy flowing?
Yes.
It was filling the room. As you go this week, let's remember God Entire One. Let's remember the love and the harmony. And I want you to do one thing to love yourself. It's Halloween this week. If you like candy, get some. If you want to do something odd, go do it. But feel the love and the harmony while you do. God, we're going to have some candy. Feel the love and the harmony while you do. Okay, say yay God.
Yay God.